What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be discussing the Osight S. They sent me this optic for review, so I have been testing it. I know this came out a while back, but want to give you guys my personal opinions on this and whether or not it's worth the investment, if there are other options out there like the 507K, and how do they compare against each other. So to get right into it, this is a 2 MOA dot. It does have 3 reticle options. You have your 2 MOA dot, you have your 32 MOA ring, and then you have the ring with the dot in the middle. I personally just use the dot, but I have tried out the other options and they are pretty decent. Now, as far as like how this optic differs and what value it brings from what's currently on the market, it's really 2 things I'm keeping in mind when comparing it to my 507K. One is your window size. In my opinion, this is slightly wider than the 507K, so you do get a little bit larger field of view with the Osight. As far as window clarity, they're both very comparable, no complaints on either part, and as well as dot clarity, I'm looking at both, so they're both very similar. Now, the one benefit that I do see to using the Osight over the Holosun is your auto brightness feature. I've had horrible experience with Holosun's auto brightness. Granted, this does not have it, but I have a Holosun Aims on all my ARs. That auto brightness feature on those is horrendous because they have the light sensor on the top of the optic, which when you're peering like out and changing like lighting conditions, it really messes up with the lighting, especially if you have a weapon light. However, with the Osight, it does have a light sensor right up front, so you can see that tiny dot. It works pretty well. Granted, I do have the full size Osight that I have mounted on an AR, which has a larger sensor, and the adjustment feature is more responsive. This one isn't bad at all, but to say the full size with the full size sensor is much better than what comes in the Osight S. For what it's worth, I do run it on this auto adjustment feature just because I don't want to continuously like up and down my brightness. While when I run the Holosun, typically I have 2 settings that I use. I have max brightness, so when I'm going outside, I'll just smash the up button, make sure it's fully bright for when I'm outdoors, and then as soon as I come inside, I knock it down 2. So that's my daily routine, is up 2 for going outside, down 2 for staying inside. The other benefit of using the Osight is the charging, which I know is a big point of contingency for Olight as a brand. I personally don't have experience with Olight, all the Reddits, so I know the memes behind it, but all that to say, I don't have any like consumer bias against or for Osight. I have my own experience here. This charger seems to work fine. You just plop it on. You don't really have to worry about it. I haven't had to recharge this yet. It's just been sitting, but this is a really nice feature to have. I like just being able to charge it on tap, and the charger itself is just a standard USB-C, so I have plenty of those chargers around, so that's not an issue. And if I were to lose this, because that was one of the things I'm concerned about, is how much is this? Last I checked, I believe this charger itself is only like 30, 20 bucks, something along those lines, so it's not bad. If it was like 50 bucks, then it'd be like, yeah, no, like don't do it. But it's pretty slick. Like I can't lie, I do like this feature versus on my 507K, my OG Holosun, which is not this one, but my other one that has probably like 10, 15,000 rounds on it. That battery tray is giving me issues to the point where like the dot under recoil just goes away. And so obviously that's not a good deal. The good part about Holosun is their warranty service is pretty solid. So all I gotta do is just hit them up, have them send me a label and then ship the optic and they'll fix it up. But that is an issue. And ironically, that occurred as soon as I got this. And that's part of the reason why it took me so long to build this review, is because I didn't want to have to re-zero this. And so I just left my dot on, but the dot went out. And so I had a good opportunity to try this out. So all that to say, so far, no battery issues, charging issues, anything like that. As far as like holding zeros goes for this, I personally haven't had any issues so far. Not to say that this isn't like prone to issues. I haven't watched any other reviews, so I don't know what other people are experiencing, but for my sample, I have not had any zero issues. With the 507K, no issues at all. This has never lost 0. And I have another one of these that also has never lost 0. So that's also a plus. The last thing that I will note is the Osight S is an enclosed optic. So for those of you worried about dust getting in your optic, like that's been a non-issue for me. You can just quickly wipe it off. I have not had issues with any of my open emitter optics, but that is a point of failure that I could see, but I personally have not had any issues with Holosun either. Final takeaways, I don't see any current issues with this minus their like Reddit reputation. I don't don't have a ton of rounds on it, like less than 500, so I don't know how it will hold with durability. I do know Holosuns hold up for at least 10,000 rounds before they start crapping out and you have to get your warranty service done. But with that in mind, is this a good value? At least in the current situation, for my experience, yes. It's like $250, somewhere around that price point. Holosun, you're looking closer at, I want to say like $300-400 for the 507 version that has the equivalent reticle options. So if you're in the market for them, like, I'm not going to say don't go Olight. I'm not going to say immediately go Holosun, but I do have more experience with a Holosun and I can vouch for Holosun. Olight, they're very new, so I don't want to put my money on it, but from my personal experience, this is pretty decent, and so I'll give it that. So if you're interested in any of these two optics, definitely check my description. I probably have an Amazon link to save you coin, but also to help out my channel. But I appreciate you guys watching, and if you want more videos on the Osight S or the Holosun 507K, definitely let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.